Abigail and Sir Stuart have elite palates and perfect taste, much better than yours. Learn about the fine nuances of finer wine on Invigorating.
You know, Stuart, this wine is fabulous. It takes me right back to those days on grandfather's pheasant farm. The scent after a fresh massacre.
Yes, it reminds me a lot of the summer spent in the Congo studying the silverbacks during mating season.
Oh, hell no. We're Stevie and Josiah.
A girl and a guy who happen to know a lot about drinking.
That's because we drink a lot.
But we also study a lot and work a lot.
We've worked at some of the best restaurants and wine shops from coast to coast.
But at the end of the day, we're still just two everyday people who are thirsty.
Really thirsty.
We hope you are too.
Alright, so we're here with Sarah. She's our pro gardener and also soon to be a pro wine person. So she's going to teach us about planting and being a gardener so we can impress our friends. So Sarah, how did you get into gardening?
So I studied environmental horticulture and urban forestry at UC Davis, and I always had an interest in it before I studied it, and kind of built my own business after school.
That's awesome. So because we have you here, I thought it would be really cool to show our viewers how to plant a plant.
For here in the garden, we can use a cutting, especially since it's coming into the winter. You want to do cutting plantings when it's wet, just because it grows the roots best. So. You can start with this. This is a sage, a native plant. So you want to start with pulling away any mulch, getting down to the organic layer of the soil, and if it's really wet, you can stick it basically in the ground. You want to get a hormone it's basically a powder that you put around it. And it helps produce roots from the cutting in the ground.
It's like horny goat weed, just gets it going.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you just want to dig a small hole deep enough to where you want the roots to grow. So remove that lower leaf material, and then you put the rooting hormone here. And then you're going to stick it in the ground and just kind of bury back around it. Press the soil in tight, because if there's air bubbles, then the roots aren't going to grow because there isn't contact with the water and the soil.
And this will grow like this, like the roots will like naturally start to grow and it just wants to survive. And
exactly.
That's
so
cool.
Plants have this ability to turn any cell into whatever it wants, basically. It's called totipotency. It's kind of like stem cells in humans, but plants can do it anywhere. So they can grow roots or leaves or whatever they need to survive. So it's pretty cool.
And so now should we put some like cow turd on this right now, or is this totally cool how it is?
It would be helpful probably to the plant if we put just a little bit of organic layer around it.
Sure.
Where are you? What are you doing? Sick.
Fertilizing.
Gross.
Putting a little bit in there is going to help it out, get some more nutrients and things.
So Sarah, it seems like you really know your dirt. Do you think this is something that you could pick out in a wine?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's time for the challenge. So in order to pick out earthy qualities in a wine, I think it's really important to know the earthy qualities that you're looking for. So Stevie, why don't you break this down for us?
We'll admit to knowing a few friends who have actually gone out and licked rocks. But we'll leave that to you and your own personal fetishes. For our own part, we just advocate that you start to take a conscious note of earthy aromas in the environment around you, like fresh potting soil. Fresh potting soil. Or dried or crushed leaves. These smell like leaves. Or even, manure. In order to identify a specific scent in a wine, you have to have smelled those smells elsewhere. You have to remember it. You can improve your ability to pick out earthy aromas in a wine by smelling earthy aromas elsewhere and by consciously noting what you're smelling. This action will help reinforce that particular scent memory. Remember, the science behind why a wine smells exactly the way it does is complicated. There are a lot of factors at play, and there are a lot of questions that scientists still don't know the answer to. But we're thirsty right now, so for today we'll just accept that different wines do smell differently, and that some of them definitely do pack an earthy wallop. Is this a bad thing? No, not at all. What you like in a wine's smell or taste is just a matter of personal preference. As for myself, I happen to love a little stank in my wines.
Legend has it, in industrial parks all over Sacramento, especially the ones with mulchy areas, you can find the rare Venus, Botalis, Plantis, Winus. Shit. What do we have here? It is.
All right, so we just got kicked out of the last spot, so we're here in Sarah's backyard and in front of this beautiful grapevine that she has growing, which produced a large crop of 4 grapes. And we are gonna blind taste some wine. So we have 2 wines here. Both are known for having earthy qualities. They just come across in different ways. So we have the 2011 Evening Land. This is a Pinot Noir coming from Willamette in Oregon. Pinot Noir from Willamette tends to produce wines that have more of this kind of like wet potting soil, leafy, as if you're walking through the forest after it rained type earthy quality. The second one, 2009 Domaine Gramenon, Côte de Rhône, Lazagas. So this is Grenache. Coming from the Rhone Valley, and I would say a lot of Rhone wines tend to have this earthy quality that comes across more of like kind of like a barnyard, like a little bit more of that kind of like mushroom truffle, a little stankier. So we're gonna have Stevie bring out 2 blinds for you, and we don't know what they are, and neither does she, and we're gonna see if she can pull off this feat right now. So based on the information we just gave you, we want to see if you can actually pick out the wet potting soil leafiness of the Oregon Pinot Noir and the kind of barnyardy mushroom sense that you would get out of the Côte de Rhône. So okay. I'll leave it to you. Take your time. Maybe you can talk about what you smell for everybody at home.
This one smells good. Doesn't smell too stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little fresher, riper.
Yeah, definitely.
More of a perfume than like a, than after the bathroom.
Yeah. Should I smell both or should I taste?
You should taste, yeah. Smelling is very important, but you also want to make sure that you taste just to kind of confirm what you're smelling.
Whoa.
How's it taste?
Different than I expected from the smell.
Okay.
But it's good. Yeah, it's almost like leaf litter.
Leaf litter?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Wonder what it could be.
I would guess this is the Willamette.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's taste the other one before we make conclusions.
All right.
Make sure this one doesn't taste like leaf litter as well. What does that one smell like?
This one smells like there's a fox that ate a load of grapes at harvest and then took a poop. But it's good. All right, I'm excited to taste it.
Okay.
Stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, much stronger. A little astringent. Maybe?
Okay.
Yeah.
The tannins talking.
Yeah. And yeah, I think this is the Rhone.
So Stevie, do you want to reveal which? Yeah, you got it.
Yay!